everyone, and welcome back to another live stream. And in today's one, I just died 58% on Clubstep. Will we beat Clubstep? This will be my first, second, third, fourth demon level. Will we beat it today? Who knows? Let's just say I want to thank you so much for 100 subscribers. It really makes my day, and we're already on 128 subs. One person I can thank the most at the moment is Chris. He was the one who raided me last time and got me to over 120 subscribers. Like, man, my mind's blowing. Hi. Let's do Clubstep. Let's do Clubstep now. Right, guys, let's do Clubstep. Mind you, I don't know how, but I entirely fluked that from 45%. I never thought I'd just somehow get to there. Like, how? It's very weird. This flying bit gets harder. I did expect that to happen. I'm not very good at the flying bit. Like, it's 1 in 3 chance I'll get it. Maybe even rarer. But yeah, I've been practicing a lot, and I think I may not beat it this stream, but I may beat it in the next couple of days. This is a practice. But you know, get the popcorn ready, guys, because we got some stuff to do. All about the timings. Oof. So let's do it. Thank you so much, Emily O'Sullivan, for saying I'm really good at this game. Shout out to you, and thank you, Bagel Mighty. Yeah, I know Clubstep is really hard. I mean, I've spent hundreds and maybe even thousands of attempts on this. Sometimes I just leave the keyboard on and I die though. So don't mind me. Ah, 54, right, 54. I beat 3 so far. Alright, thanks, Fred. I am not very good at Geometry Dash. Yes, I might be able to beat Clubstep today. And if I do, that would be amazing. Considering this is a step up. A really big step up from Finger Dash. Finger Dash wasn't all that hard. It took me 30 attempts on stream to complete it. I'm saying I've been playing Geometry Dash for 3 years, and I've spent over 500 hours on Steam. And I'm not. I remember once at a point I couldn't even beat Stereo Madness. But yeah, I upgraded to PC in May. So yeah, this is going to be my first ROBLOX demon if I do it. Flying bit gets annoying. I was shocked to see Chris raid my stream last time because it was one of the most amazing things. Chris, if you watch this at any point in the stream or you watch it back, or if you're watching it right now, thank you so much. When I get raids, it really boosts my stream. Let me just have one more go. Then let's have one go. Just see how I get. Normally on my, I usually get to the fly on my first go. Averagely. This bit. Right. I will beat Sonic Wave 100%. Coming in 2039. Yeah, I'll never beat that. I am a 60 Hertz player, by the way, if you didn't know. And I've only got like 370 stars, so yeah. And if you wanna add me on Geometry Dash, I'm FishTDM on there. So go add me if you want. And I just, alright, can you have a nice day as well as I try this? Try not to mess this part up. Who else straight flies there? Well, it's not all straight flying. Oof. But at least I'm getting that good. Alright. Hi, Stardust. Yeah, I blocked. Nightbot's still mod removed. I will only add its mod back after it went back. I'm sending Nightbot back to school. Nightbot doesn't know, it's just muting people for no reason. And again, Nightbot can be helpful with commands, but it's muting people for no reason. And that's why I'm sending Nightbot back to school. Right. Ah, 55, alright, 55. I know, right? So hard. Yeah, alright, 55%'s alright. Yeah, you can get the popcorn now, because that was alright. I would get super angry if I died in the last fly, though. That would be annoying. $53 once again. You wouldn't get 0%. You get 0% if you loaded the level. But okay. Who here remembers when 1.9, I know this level will not have the wave because it's way before 1.9, but who remembers 1.9 when the wave feature was just implemented and everybody was just not as good as wave? I mean, we're better at wave now. I mean, me getting 4% on Aftermath in my first attempt, huh? I mean, I'm not going to brag about it, because again, that would just be bad. done it again. Yes, I will do some live streaming with Arianna Pinku. Expect the Aidenblox and Arianna Pinku show 5 to come soon. Also, if you're wondering why my nose is doing that and my voice sounds a bit low today, is because, yes, I have the cold. But that doesn't stop me from playing Geometry Dash. I am so shocked that I didn't die. Sometimes I straight fly that bit, sometimes I don't. Once again, okay, it is about lunchtime, so see you in a bit, Emily O'Sullivan. And thank you for seeing, it would mean the world to me if you liked and subscribed, by the way, if you haven't already. And my sub goal is 200, so there you go. I've been uploading random videos for a year and I'm just not very good at it. The videos that seem to get me the most views are Geometry Dash related. Although I forgot that bit traps you, goodness. But you know, Clubstep is hard, so it's gonna be expected. I'm not expecting to beat Clubstep today. If I did, that would be extremely amazing. What level would you like me to practice next, guys? Maybe through everything too? Abstraction? Okay, abstraction's not a very interesting one because it's not too hard. 27% on abstraction at the moment. And if you're wondering, yes, sometimes afterwards my finger gets painful because I've been playing it so much, but I don't really mind. But if it got really bad, you know, that'd probably be my downfall. I jumped too soon. If you're wondering what I really like is when you like and sub. You did not beat Bloodlust. You did not beat the hardest demon ever. I knew he was joking. Come on, it's obvious. You've only beaten 10 demons. I mean, it's obvious that I'm gonna find Clubstep Parks. I've only beaten 3 demons before. And I find this really hard. You see, that bit is used to be 29 that tripped me up. But now it's morely that bit that trips me up every once in a while. You know that feeling when you feel like you're gonna just beat it? Well, I used to get that feeling, but I don't anymore because it takes effort to beat this. And I'm definitely not the chosen one to beat extreme demons. I'm definitely not that guy who can beat that. That spike annoys me like a lot. I need to do better at my straight flying next time. Goodness. ASMR clicking. If you didn't know, my dad's really good at geometry dash fitness ground pacer test. He got 33 already. But that's because back then he played that Hyper Sports game. You know, that old game from the 90s or 2000s. So that's why he is really good at jitter click levels. I'd love to have my dad on the show. There you go. Easy does it. There we go. You beat Stereo Madness. Nearly everyone can do that. I want to attempt Stereo Madness every day. I wish I could be Clubstep every day. If I've already beaten a level, I'll just do the level I'm trying to beat, and then I'll do that around Christmas. Well, you know I'm doing that at Christmas. It's only a few months. Ouch. Don't know why, but one of my hands are super sweaty. Yeah, they are. Haven't been doing much with my left hand. It will explain why my right hand will be sweaty then. Let me do a level custom. I will do one after. I'll do one after. Okay, guys. Level requests might come in later. So if you like the crack, so you want to have a good crack with your levels, then you can do it then. Right? $53 is always tearing with my hands. But at least I'm not the best player, so I don't have to go through the annoyance of dying 98% on an extreme demon, aka Nobble Boy. %, new high score, new high score, new high score. Get out, Catbot. Hide user from this channel. Hit him in. Alright. 60%, nice new high score. Ouch. My keyboard keeps changing colours. You know, gaming keyboards, like if you press a button, the colour will change. It's good luck though, I must say. The one guy that is probably the worst hacker in Geometry Dash who obviously hacks, Wargak. You've all heard of him. He's that Russian player that's so cool to beat some of the hardest demons. Well, of course, he hacked them. He's also known as Wargak. If you're listening to this, we all know you're a hacker, so make up a confession video and start beating levels legit. Okay? Good. My UFO. Area 51 raid. Yeah, that started on Legal. They didn't really raid it, but we want to go see them aliens, don't we, guys? If this year this Area 51 raid doesn't work, then we will do it next year. Apparently ROBLOX going to release 2.2 soon, so there you go. I really do hope he does. I've been waiting ages. I remember, yeah, 1.9, right, was dominating the community, and so was Cyclic, and Andromeda, kind of. Then he released a confession video, which was one of the most infamous confession videos in Geometry Dash history. Raid area Illuminati. Low. That's basically, you turn it around, it's the face X are actually users. I call it X's face because, again, X uses it a lot. So you can see where that come from. Like, what would I do right? All I know is it might rain today in the UK, but we're known for our rain. Right, so there you go. What if I tried it like this? Arrow key. Arrow key does alright. But I think I'm going to stick to mouse. Alright. Sixty-four, 64, 64, 64, 64, 64, nice. Alright. That is cool. Okay. 64, we're making those small progresses, like every 15 attempts we're making like a progress. You know, I remember when I was stuck at 29. Who remembers that comment I made that said I can beat loads of levels but I'm still stuck at 29 on Clubstep? Okay. This is how much attempts I've took so far. My hands are a bit sway. Yes. Let's do it, but in practice mode. Silence. Okay, my practice mode is the USSR anthem. Because why not? Just practicing Clubstep. Yeah, right. I'll beat Clubstep. Mind you, I'm not actually beating Clubstep at the moment. This is practice mode. So don't say go in the chat. All I'm doing is practicing. Okay, this might actually be hard. Wait. So, I'm just not very good, so I might just have to take some practice from somewhere else. Sorry. Timings, right? Yeah, timings. This is where it does get kind of hard, though. Yes. Am I that noob who does practice mode that goes the coin ways? Yeah, I'm that guy who goes every coin path. This part may be hard, but not too hard. Okay, this part might be a problem. Just saying, you know. Because of course I can't beat this. So don't say go again because it's practice mode. Okay. Man, not a problem there. I'm not gonna go that coin way. But yeah, that's it in practice mode. So it's kind of hard. Oh, hi Nana. My name, by the way. Click, click. Good one, guys. You do good. Now without any checkpoints. Alright, so we're back to normal mode now, so if I do get that far, get guys, and if I beat it, GG. Yeah, it's gonna be a hard roll. But mind you, I've only been playing for a couple of years. I've only been playing since the very end of the golden era. Yeah, I played just right next to the end of the golden era. So there you go. So yeah, I don't mind if you call me a noob. No, I also quit Clubstep. Okay. You quit Clubstep, alright. I know it must be very hard. Who thinks I should change my character? Say, alright, if you think we should. and say nah if you don't want it. To be honest, I like my character so far. I mean, if I do beat Clubstep, I could do the Steam Step icon, or that one you get when you've beaten your 4th demon, because I've actually beaten 3 demons before this. Hard though, very. Right, so here you go. So, does you ever feel like the screen's moving left than right? I feel like that sometimes. I'm playing for like, don't know how long the streams lasted for, but a little of those like, I just farted randomly. Like, what's up with that? Oh, smells. So that's the biggest crisis of my cold. So what do you guys like? First of all, what's our #1 favourite game? My #1 is Minecraft, but I haven't uploaded that for a while. My second favourite's Geometry Dash. Okay, I said it was my 3rd favourite before, now it's my 2nd favourite. Then my 3rd favourite's now ROBLOX. I just like Geometry Dash more now. Music. 45 again. I mean, I don't know why. Sometimes I just click at parts I don't need to click at. I'm just that guy, I do it a lot. Like, there are some parts I don't need to click at, but I do. Like those drops bit, you know, the bit, this bit. For some reason I click there for some reason. I've only done it now, I think, though. Silly me. Do deadlocked. I haven't unlocked deadlocked yet. I haven't unlocked deadlocked yet. But guys, I'll beat Clubstep. I'll try and beat Clubstep. Then I'll do coin spree to get to deadlocked. I mean, I could just use the map packs, yes. I've beaten 1 level in the demon map packs, and well, I haven't beaten a demon map pack, but I've beaten 1 level, you know, that's the nightmare. Or I think it's the #1 easiest demon. But people think it's #2 and right and round's easiest, but it is slightly hard. 56, him. I never really... I'm lucky I'm not good at Geometry Dash. imagine just me, like how Technical 49 just died 97% in Zodiac. I don't want that to happen to me. So I'm lucky I'm only trying to beat Clubstep. Oh, did the sound just change? I don't know. Is it because my... Oh yeah, it's because my voice increased. Sorry guys. It sounds like mic change then. I don't know, but there's... Weird but wonderful. When you play Jumpy Dash, you always hear loads of songs. Like all those 25,000 attempts, if you've never done it without music, then you'd be hearing it 25,000 times. Like, think about that. What's the song I've heard most in my life? Currently, probably this. Right, Bulbit annoys me. So annoying. Nah, that's a scam. It's a scam. I'm not giving you my GD password. I will not give people my GD password. It will probably just delete all my data. So of course I ain't giving my GD account to nobody. Unless it's for a video, of course, or I actually know the person. But I don't give accounts to random people. Just giving it to random people, that random person just can't be trusted. Do you know why? Because I don't want to be hacked. And I don't want all the stats to go bye-bye. Done that 50. That's not really. Remember that. I may say it's not a scam, but only do it with people you trust. And people you've actually met before, who you know can be trusted. Bulbit. Why do I die there so much? Try Deadlock soon. Or how about Deadlock was level 1 because I am terrible. Watch. I'm just going to do a copyable. Because why not? Watch, I'm just going to do a Deadlock copyable. And this is how I do. I sucks at Deadlocked. Don't worry, I'll get back to Clubstep soon. Like, how would you do that? Never heard of them. Those just sound like your accounts, so I'm not doing it. So yeah, I'm back to Clubstep now. And I know 2 hours, the last stream went on for over 2 hours. Sounds long, right? But one of my streams was on for almost 3 hours. And I've done a ROBLOX stream with Arianna Pinku. Well done, Arianna Pinku. Do you want to know why I'm saying well done? She hit 1,000 subscribers. All you 1,000 members, or all you like 1,200 members of the Kitten Squad. We would like to thank you so much for us getting there. The Arianna Pinku hit 1,000. You can see a lot. If you like Gacha Life, Arianna Pinku is for you. I mean, I'm into Gacha Life, kind of. But I'm more into Geometry Dash. Seems whenever I say ball bit, I die. Look, whenever I say ball bit at the ball bit, I just die. No matter what. Look. Black cube bit. Upside down. Normal. Upside down. Normal, normal. Upside down, normal. It doesn't look like. You know, it's just the ball bit. Okay, fly bit. I was gonna say fly bit. Read my mind. I don't like sharing my age, but just assume I'm a kid. All I'm gonna say is I'm a kid. I'm not revealing my age. He thinks I can multitask. Of course, you know, Aiden is my name. That's one part you all know. Well, my name is Aiden. And my nickname is Aidenblox. I'm only telling you my full name and my nickname. And nothing else. Or I could just tell you I'm okay at Geometry Dash, but I'm bad at the same time. I thought that was the part that goes upside down. Sorry guys. It's all those different types of club steps I've been playing. I've only got 3% on Deadly Club Step, so don't ask me to beat it, because I probably won't ever beat that. Do you want to know what's worse? What would be worse? 97% of Clubstep, or YouTube being filled with the wrong Pusab? Mine is YouTube being filled with the wrong Pusab. If the wrong Pusab makes me want to vomit, and it makes a lot of people want to vomit, join the Pusab police today. Is it true that Canadians grow hero Canada? I wonder. Right. Oh my goodness, 66%. Alright. Was it 66? Yeah, 66. I really thought I had that though. I am not good at flying, so there you go. Well, I done alright. I'm just letting you know, all I've had today is breakfast because it's the most important meal of the day. I'm not too hungry at the moment, guys, but I am very thirsty, so I'm multitasking at the drop. Always drink there. Don't drink that. Yeah. What happened in 2.2? In 2.2, everyone will beg for 2.3 long. Nice one. So if I am going to be honest with you, I play at 60 Hertz. You'll probably know that. This level. Oh, I said already, FishTDM is my username. Yeah, so there you go. RobTop levels are annoying. Right, you already beat Deadlocked. GG, man. That's the hardest level RobTop's made. If in 2.2 he's gonna release an even harder level than Deadlocked, that would be cool. Also because, you know, for a couple of years now, Deadlock's considered the hardest. That RobTop's made, not the hardest level in the whole game. The hardest level in the whole game is a community level. And that's Zodiac. $55%. No! I keep on dying there. Instead of dying 55% on Clutterfunk, I'm dying 55% on Clubstep. Well, there you go. I still die 55% on Clubstep. So, that bit really annoys me. No! I made a funny level. Ready? What's level ID? Alright. Right. Alright, he's verified. Noob makes friends. What's this? Noob. Hi. Friendly. Good one. Definitely a really good one. Alright. Let's go back. Pardon me. Hi, Chocolate Brown Gaming. Welcome to the stream. I'm Fortnite Cold XYS. This isn't a level request stream, but I'll do this level, and that's 9 crazy, not finished. Oh, it's like that bit in Dry Out. That's what it reminds me of. Yeah, it reminds me of, the first part reminds me of Triangle. What? I'm invisible. I was invisible for a minute. Sorry. I might play more later. I'll put that in set folder for later. Alright. This isn't a level request stream. Just saying. So any level request after will either be ignored or put in the for later file for me to play either later or during a level request stream. Requests now off. Because I'm trying to beat Clubstep up in here. Ah, 50% to 60%. It's possibly one of the most annoying things in Geometry Dash. There you go. Good. Should I make the title trying to beat Clubstep to get away from Brexit? Because we're worrying about Brexit still in the UK. I started into 2.0 kind of. Yeah, while 2.0 was coming. Just before 2.0 was released, I first got the app as Geometry Dash Lite. Funnily enough, it wasn't until 2017, like March, that I actually got the game. I don't know when, but it's sometime in 2017. And it took me ages to find out the 2.11 was out for some reason. No! 72, 72, 72, 72, 72. Alright, 72 now. Oh man. We're getting that tiny step further, and then you're supposed to go the upper one. Sorry guys. But definitely good. You know what? I said I'm probably not going to beat it today, but I think that since I'm getting very close, I think I'm like 3/4 of the way through Clubstep. Not exactly, but just before, like 3% before 3/4 of the way. So I'm pretty much 3/4 of the way through Clubstep, so hopefully I beat it today, please. I know. Yeah, don't do that. You can't just beat my account. Again. That'd probably be a scam. I think the whole level's at 1 time speed, not the slowest you can go 0.5. But you know, it's at the 1 time speed portal. Because there wasn't, until electrodynamics, there wasn't even one above 1 times. Then they added 2 times in electrodynamics, which meant that now you could do quadruple spikes. Yes, you heard that. Not triple spikes anymore, you could do quadruple spikes. So there you go. But it's just 1 time speed normally in here. Yeah, I'm changing this title soon to trying to beat Clubstep to get away from Brexit. Okay. Doing Clubstep to get away from Brexit. Never is a word. There we go. It's because I was typing again. That was a weird start of the jumps there. There's always those weird kind of starts, but I still survived. Question mark. So I'm gonna go for yeah, your layout's name should be Psychosonic. Mind you, I'm not good at making demons, and currently Putin's Playroom, a really hard layout I've been working on. I've only just done the first bit. I need somebody to do a lot of the decoration. It's just this super hard straight fly challenge at the moment that I still haven't beaten. Done it again. I do smell that I'm probably... Yeah, Psychosonic sounds creative. Oh yeah, remember Supersonic? Hypersonic? And what's the other one? Ultrasonic. Remember those? Yes. Seems like Sonic's in a lot of levels. So yeah, Psychosonic sounds good. Because every level... A lot of levels have Sonic in them, the ones that have. And now for the most used song in Geometry Dash. Number 1 is At the Speed of Light. Number 2 is Colorblind. Number 3 is Rashina. Number 4 is Clubstep. This is like nail. I don't even know how hard you think this is. It's definite. Considering last time we beat Finger Dash, this is just such a big step up from that. So there you go. Munching noises. I wouldn't deep one. I want to see how you taste your difficulty to be. It would be nice if you could beat it. I think if you were going to do a demon one, do an easy demon kind of one. I heard Mum's back. That annoys me. Like, I used to hate dying at 29, now I hate dying at 55. Why does that sound like it's rhyming? Using Sonic Glasses. Yeah, Sonic Glasses is a good song. Be right back, guys. This is the first break I've actually had in my stream. So after about an hour and 7 minutes, I'm just going to have a small break. Because, you know, I've been playing Clubstep for like over an hour now. So I need a bit of a break. See you in a minute, guys. We're back, guys, don't worry. Come on, Aiden. Yeah, we're back. Alright, I did Hard Times and Psycho Sonic. Alright. If you beat that, I will try it. And how's the way you can make a verifier for it, because I'd like to verify it for you if you can't verify it. Excuse me. Right, let's do this. Not gonna beat it now. Probably not. Because I've got this bit. Oh, maybe. Nah, I'm not gonna beat Clubstep now. Probably not. Told ya. Should have gone the other path. Just saying though, good progress. I'll give it a thumbs up. Nice progress I've done. Look at that. No. Alright, so 72 currently. Also remember, if you want, please say go at 50%. Because it actually makes me feel more confident when people are saying go. So if you want to spam go 50%, so now you can spam it. Wrong orb, right. Long. Right, what levels done? Long. Like most levels have long. And Clubstep's long. Although it doesn't say what the length is actually, I know it's probably long. Just take Clubstep copyables, they get long. So you know. If I sound snotty, it's because I got a cold. Hold. Hey mouse, hold there please. I'm just talking to my mouse. Why would I expect it to say anything back? Right, it did listen to me though. Once I called it Timothy. Once I called the clicking Timothy. Why do I just call it names? It's just the mouse click. I mean, I could do spacebar, yes, but spacebar can get you nowhere. Like, I spent 132 attempts trying to beat Time Machine, so obviously it'll get you nowhere. So I'm just doing mouse. The up arrow key though did get me past the flying bit, then I went back to mouse. So maybe up arrow if I do that. But I can still get far without that. 7 mal. The coin path has to be easier because I'm going the normal way and it's a lot harder. Guys, should I do all 3 coins? Nah, I think I should go for 2 coins. Then I could just test mode 50 to 100, which I'm gonna do. Probably start pause so I can do Clubstep 50 to 100. I will do that. Hands are still very sweaty. Think about that. Huh? That's the first time Aidenblox shouted in another language this video. But it's the second time he's spoken a different language. Because I said 7 mal like there, you know. We can do this. I'll give it a couple more attempts, yeah, then I'll do the start position. I've invested a lot of attempts into this. I know it says like 1,200, but I promise it's only 800. $55 annoys me a lot, guys. If you didn't know, I've died 55% at least 10 times in this video. Thank you guys for saying guy. I like it. Subscribe, all you subscribed. I'll mod you. Thank you. You are now a moderator. Just mod rules is also to not abuse, so make sure you don't abuse. Like, I am giving you guys mods because I'm replacing from Nightbot because Nightbot isn't very accurate. So, well, it is. It just punishes people for no reason sometimes. So I'm leaving it up to manual, not automatically. Forgot that spike there. Okay. 3 AM, 3 PM. Here it's about 1 o'clock on a Sunday, of course, in the afternoon. Yeah, because I live in the UK. Love me, I subscribe. Okay, Lena, you get subscribed. Thanks for subscribing, guys. It really helps out. Let me just check your channel out, because, you know, I like checking people's channel. Nice, oh, you play. Oh, I think I saw your channel before. Luna, I've watched your channel before. That ×10 stereo madness. GG. I mean, I wouldn't say it's a demon, but it's definitely like a harlot. It's weird how I'm 3/4 of the way through Clubstep, but just a couple of months ago I was trying to beat Can't Let Go. That's crazy. From trying to beat Can't Let Go to Clubstep. From just May. In May, Can't Let Go. In June, I finally beat Can't Let Go. And now I'm almost done with Clubstep. And yes, Brexit gets super annoying, so please don't put on the news or tell me about it. I just don't like Brexit talks anymore, and this is the reason why I'm doing Geometry Dash. Well, I just love Geometry Dash, to be honest. $55 really annoys me. Okay, yeah, you can help me out if you want. Oof, I keep on dying. Can I? No. I have own terms, but I can't give myself a moderator on my own channel, of course. Because that'd be a bit weird, wouldn't it? And if you're wondering, of course I play on 60 Hz. Every regular monitor is 60 Hz. Guys, hopefully when I'm beating the most interesting demons, I will not be on 60 Hz by then. I could only imagine getting 20% on Clubstep, and now I'm 3/4 of the way through it. I'm just shocked, mind blown. And if you're wondering, there's usually a slight stream delay, so I don't get to your message right away. It's only because there's a stream delay. So don't worry if I don't say anything for a couple of seconds. I might not say anything even if it's right, because I'm trying to practice this. I can't play Clubstep and look at the chat at the same time. There you go. I did not click. I've fallen down. I didn't click there, I just fallen down. Well, there you go. That was a bit funny. I haven't done that for a long time in the stream. I say for a long time, but it's only like, it's been 30 minutes since I've died at 48% until now. And if I die right before the go, or at the go part, I'm sorry. I know it'll, because I've had that problem with other streamers, where I'm ready to spam go, but they just die. And I'm also sorry if I don't right after the cut. There's nothing I can do about my skills except practice. But sometimes I fluke it. By that, it means I don't do some of it by skill, I just do it by luck. You'll know what it means. Thank you. Well, there's my lunch here, guys. We got a ham wrap. We got some sweet and salty popcorn, which is only 63 calories. It's proper corn. And I got an original Kit Kat wrappers. Good. Yeah. Okay. Yum. Done it again. Why am I dying so much? Oh. If you didn't know why I was having an outbreak, it's because Mum just got back from Tesco's. Swag. Not swag! Oh man. 2 days ago. Guys, I don't know why I keep on dying there. Need someone help. Bagel white and ROBLOX were there for the raid. A day in the life of a small YouTuber. OMG! I got a subscriber. I mean, some of the people that watch my streams have been around since I had like 10 subscribers. I used to just be that guy who would just watch and enjoy streams on this channel before I uploaded. No! I done it again. Once again, I died at 58%. Too high flying. I need to lower my flying a bit. Then I got that. I always can't do that bit. I'm also going to change some of these tags, by the way. I want this to be geometry dash. This time this is the tags. Right. Don't get kinda hyped when I get to 50% or further. But don't get too hyped because I'll probably die really well after 50%. If I do get to if I do beat Clubstep today, that would be nice. And I'll even give you guys a gift for helping me. You've supported me every video I make. So it just means the world to me. So thanks a bunch to get me here. And you can do it. Everything here, my life will be the best ever. How your life can be better? To use the right Poussard font. I just don't like the wrong Poussard at all. I'm part of the Poussard police. So there's two versions of Poussard. One that's used in Geometry Dash, and then the other one that makes people want to vomit. Mummy's singing. Whoever sung interrupt me. Sorry about that, guys. I guess it's Kit Kat time, guys. Have a break. Have a Kit Kat. Oh, hold on. Ah, 58 once again. Who wants me to open up a Streamlabs? So, nuts. Need to get it together. I'm thinking that's just a normal flying car, but it's definitely not. I need to think. I'm gonna do best if I straight fly it. And I'm a terrible straight flyer. Guess that cat helped. Annoyance. I am filled with determination right now. Like, a lot of determination. Geometry Dash fills you with determination. Like Undertale does. And the reason why it fills me with determination, because I'm close to beating it. That bit, I will try and find out how easy it is. It's definitely hard, that bit. And you can tell it's Demon 14 stars. You can tell that part's gonna be hard. And also, I guess, yeah. I mean, I don't want to finish this stream until Clubstep's down. Because I'm getting ever so closer to beating it. Well, not there, but you get the point. Popcorn time. Right, open up that sweet air, salty air popcorn. Let's get a bit, then we'll start. So yeah, told you, get your popcorn. And enjoy the stream. Alright, let's go to the movies. Suddenly Flowey attacks you. Yeah, just suddenly Flowey actually attacks you. I mean, again, I haven't played Undertale, but I know about it. Creeper. Oh man. Brilliant. Minecraft has entered the chat. I like Geometry Dash videos and streams more than any of my other videos just because they do so well. I might just change into a GD only channel. And put my icon, you know, make a GD logo with my icon in it. But you can still call me just Aiden or Aidenblox if I do change to GD Aidenblox. I like Geometry Dash and everything about it, to be honest. Except how people use the wrong Pusar font. It's okay. Other than that. You notices whenever I eat something from my lunch, I get all the way past 60%. Most of the time. This popcorn is very nice, I must say. This is a grand old lunch. That bit. At least. At least this isn't too hard. Once again. They're talking about adding a secret way. But I don't use secret ways. At least I don't want to. This would be annoying. Instead of getting the level you asked for, you got a secret way. And because you couldn't play the rest. Clubstep by ROBLOX. Fail. I like you. I hear you like Michigan. YouTube changed my life and stopped making me die 29% on Clubstep in fact. just random. When you pause it, oh, this is attempt 100. Attempt 100. I swear I've done like, yeah, it says attempt 100. I've spent like 175 attempts today, or more. Not very good for 100th attempt, but there you go. Popcorn madness. Clubstep by ROBLOX. Fail. Bad. Level. Come on now. I know I can do better. Alright, alright. I'll play that level if I get to the ball getting Clubstep. How about that? If I get to that bit, I'm gonna play Club. Of course I'm gonna get there. Yeah. Alright, let's try a level. Preview. Not finished. Okay. Man, you just fall out of the world. That's impossible. Look. That's not impossible. It's just... How are you meant to avoid that? I'm very confused. Did you use a no die? Oh, it's one of those. I'm terrible at extreme demons. So there you go. Let's do some more Clubstep, I guess. Well, you died 27? Switch the 27 around and you got my high score. Back to Clubstep we go. I said I was going to do Clubstep 50 to 100. Okay, maybe in 10 minutes. Good. So hard. Right. Come on. I've had a busy day. Well, I haven't. But I have had a busy day. I'm clicking. This is the day I've clicked the most. Out of all the days, I think I've clicked the most today. Right. I'm going to make some more decent progress now. Clubstep by ROBLOX. Right. Not again. I'm actually questioning, how do you do that? Some attempts I do well, some attempts I do bad, some attempts I do the worst. Hope I don't do bad this attempt. That annoying. Name of the description. I really have to put my foot down. By that, I really have to do this. For my viewers, I'm trying to present to you this. Clubstep by ROBLOX. Hopefully done today. How did I forget that? I'm actually kind of shocked that happened. It hasn't happened in ages, 46. Hasn't happened since I started up the stream. Oh yeah. But it fills me with determination. Only until I can, I'll try and beat fear. How did I forget that? I'm gonna have a 0.98% reaction if I can't do this. Save me from Clubstep. Help me get to 100. Right. But Flower takes it. He takes my determination. No, Flowey. No. Flowey took my determination away. Right. Come on. I was gonna do that Guitar Hero style way. Creeper. Oh man. So we back in the mine, got a pickaxe swinging from side to side, side to side. The test cooling. Whee! I'm gonna start pause 50 to 100 now. Get to the point. Kind of guys, you know. I know this isn't exactly 50%, but we'll go for it. This is actually fitting me. Ouch. Oh, it's mini. Is that mini here? I can't remember that much because it's start pause. Start pause seems to make it harder. Ouch. I can't remember. If it's normal, then I'm gonna blame start pause for that. In fact, I'm moving it. I'm not even doing 50 to 100 anymore. I might call it 50 to 100, can't do that. So instead we're going to start here instead. How? Like, how? I'm going to go for mini because I think it's that. I hope. Am I the one thinking that this is a very bad Clubstep copy? No, I'm not doing that. I'm just gonna do Clubstep again, guys. Let's try it again. Maybe I got it messed up. Should have gone the coin path. Where? How did I not do that? There we go. And that's why we need to just buy them. This isn't start pause, by the way, at the moment. This was right, it's just maybe I'm not built for it. No. No, guys. No, we're not using Universe Sandbox. Get out of here. Get out of here. We don't need you. We need more. Here's me. Kit versus Clubstep. Are you kidding me? 29? That hasn't happened to me in months, though. I mean, I know it's happened during the stream, but the first proper time I got 29% hasn't happened in like a month. Let's not die at 29, okay? I am sick and tired of this. Don't worry, guys, it may sound like I'm sick, but I am absolutely fine. I'm just getting a bit annoyed. Probably will always though. But I'm not going to give up. I will beat you, Clubstep. I am filled with all the determination at the moment. Flowey, stop taking my determination away! Okay, I might do Fear of Everything too. I just don't want to do harder demons at the moment. I want to do the one I'm practicing, okay? Have you read the title? I'm only doing Clubstep at the moment. Sorry. I will do Fear of Everything too, though. Soon. Soon. Right. Good. Holy moly. What's your determination going? I've been stuck 72. Girl, I've been stuck on 72 on Clubstep for quite a long time now, actually. I just want to do it. I hope my final attempts are soon on it, because I've been spending about over 1,000 attempts currently. Why? Oh, you little. I really do, guys. I think I'm just gonna do a chill out level soon. I can't. I think I should chill and then do Clubstep again. He thinks I should just do it easy level, then come back to Clubstep. I've been playing for like 2 hours. No! Oh. Spit all over my screen. Didn't mean to shoot out the saliva today. Ouch. Not again. Oh, so bad saliva when it's hard to see that when you're playing Clubstep. Really? I can't even. How am I failing so early? I am probably as mad as Juniper was when she kept on dying like 77% on that hard demon. Clubstep's my kind of zodiac. One that means I just want to be at the most, but it's super hard. I mean, my zodiac, in fact, is zodiac. I'm probably going to go on. If you want me to try spacebar for a minute, I'll do it. But only this once. I quit spacebar over a month ago, so I don't want to spacebar it today. Really? I can't do this anymore, guys. Yeah, I should do an easy demon. Yeah, an easy demon would definitely get my mind off Clubstep. But it's not over till it's over, as Sadboy X said. I gotta do this. Yeah, I could chill down with an easy demon. And I know just the one. I know just the one. Wait, what? Oh yeah, then I meant. I know just the one. It's so easy. I need to get my mind off how annoying Clubstep is. So we're just gonna play the Nightmare. Also, freest demon I've played. So easy. This feels a whole lot better. Nope, it does not. And so we must go back to Clubstep. Now please load my Clubstep. Really? Darn. I can't do Platinum Adventure at the moment. I'm sorry, I must do Clubstep. It's not over till it's over. I'm actually starting. Should we just play a... Really? Flip. Whenever I die right early, I get Nobble Boy's 9. Whenever I die really early, I get Nobble Boy's 98 reaction. See? I just... This is actually annoying me. Hope it is not annoying you, because I'm just so annoyed that I'm dying so much. This is kind of annoying, but there we go. I wasn't built to just chill. I was probably built to get angry at this game. Clubstep by ROBLOX. Really? I'll buy sub. I'm the third point at the moment because I'm really angry. And now I've played this. Show me. Oh, did you finish it? We did. Let's check this out. This insane demon. This is not. I do not in any way recommend you should play Jump to Dash. It's a really annoying game. It'll probably make you rage quit before you can even get your hands past a couple of levels. I'm not letting all those hours on Clubstep just go to waste. I am beating. I hope then I guess it's time for electrodynamics. Electrodynamics by ROBLOX. Here's something. Really? Guys, I can't do this anymore. I can't do Geometry Dash without a part where I go wild. And this is, and unfortunately, yes, that part where I go wild happened now. I am sorry about that. I just am terrible at Geometry Dash. Sorry if I go wild. I'm just angry that I'm not getting anywhere. What's this? Speed core. Oh. What's this? How? No, this isn't fun. This is annoyance. I already got annoyed with Clubstep. I just don't want to do that. Can somebody teach me how to get past Clubstep today? Because I don't want to. Me when I die. Okay, guys, when I die really early, please make. If I die a lot, please make. Hopefully, one of you will make a meme about it. Not again. Do you want to know why I'm getting angry? Because my body wanted a drink. So hopefully I don't get angry now. Okay. Doing good. That annoying jitter clicky part in Clubstep. Oh, not the UFO. At least I'm not seeing the wrong pulsar from you guys. If I was seeing the wrong pulsar right now, I would just vomit. Don't even know how I can even survive. Oh, bother! Why did I say I was getting the hang of that flying bit 2 hours? Well, 2 hours ago, and I'm not really getting the hang of it. Again, my hands aren't really good. As you can see, I'm terrible at jitter click. All I've got is kind of jitter click. On a jitter click level. Oh, stop. If next time I get to there and I go there, I think I'm just going to end it all. I can't take this anymore. Alright, if I die 32%, we are done. And I don't want to be done. So please don't die 32. Oh! My throat's full right now. Right. If I don't get past 32 in the next 5 attempts, I'm gonna end the whole stream and just please forget I got angry. Why? I got angry at Geometry Dash all the time. Oh yeah. Please guys, get me past. That's better. That's better. Not this. Oh, alright. Okay, get the goes going. Why? Spin. Please, guys. Do you want to know what would make me feel better right now? If somebody raided my channel. I really want that right now, and I can actually be happy. Because Clubstep is annoying. Please. Please just give me something better. Phew. That part was killing me. Literally. Oh, 69. Guys, they say I've been on it too long, so one more attempt and then we're done. This is the last attempt. Guys, I will be on later though. Come back 5 to 6, about 6 o'clock British time. And I promise I'll be on, hopefully. My hands are really sweaty. Sounds like I've been playing a lot of games. Oh, 48. Okay, goodbye. Goodbye, guys. No, I don't need Microsoft Office. Alright, goodbye, guys. I will see you at 6. I'm sorry, but I have to go now. So sorry I have to go once again. But it's just, I really can't do this anymore. You'll know when you've spent ages and ages and ages. So I will see you at 6 p.m. British time. Bye.